Welcome to Girl Brains, where we talk about everything going on in our girl brains. I'm Sydney.
I'm Nikki.
Hello.
Happy Friday, everybody. Or
Yay.
Tuesday for you guys, but it's Friday for us, thank God, because this week has been awful.
I agree. It got hot again.
Yeah, it got hot again. That was miserable.
We were complaining
It's
about
like
the weather.
sweaty. I'm sweating, and I just walked out at 10 a.m. Like, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. We were so excited about fall. We were listening to Red Taylor's version.
Because last week was
it was crisp. There was crispness in the air.
I was like, wow, life is worth living.
It's muggy as hell.
No, it's disgusting. It's so bad.
It's really.
And all the bugs are still here. That's really annoying.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. I did have a cockroach in my house last week. It happens all the time. Not like, I mean, it's like a normal thing.
Have you seen like 1,000 Pound Sisters, something like that on TLC?
I know what you're talking about. I don't watch it regularly.
Do you know what I'm getting at? Okay,
no,
so basically, this one girl like they were like filming like her in her house talking, and there was like people noticed that there was like a roach in the kitchen, and everybody on the internet was like shitting on her for it. And then they I'm sorry, I should they posted another like a later episode, and she was crying because of like all the hate that she received.
Yeah. Because
she had a cockroach in her kitchen. But the problem is that if you look in the background,
oh no, what?
There's a roach climbing up her wall.
I don't think that's I mean, like, I don't like roaches.
A lot of people were like, they were making fun of her because she had a roach, and now she's crying because she's getting bullied by the internet for that clip.
When she was crying, there was another roach.
There was another roach.
That's tough.
And everybody,
that's really tough.
Yeah, you can imagine how beautiful the internet reacted to that. So when you said that, that's what I thought about.
Well, I've had a couple of roaches lately, and it doesn't like, I don't like them. It doesn't bother me though. I can kill it. It's fine. And I'm just like, it's just a cycle of life.
Person.
Yeah. Yeah. I get more freaked out by a chicken than a roach, for sure.
Which is so weird to me.
But like a chicken, it kills me. But a roach, I'm
that's how I feel about, you could not be me.
Yeah.
I hate bugs, but I've come to find out that my social, we'll get to notes of Sabat in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've come to find out that my social anxiety is a lot. I love when like I'm I don't love it, but it's funny when I'm put in situations where one big anxiety is paired with another big anxiety, and I get to figure out which one's worse.
Ooh, who's the winner?
Social anxiety. So I was in a lecture hall in Biggin, which is like the old building on the corner, and there was a roach, and everybody was losing, like people, like a couple people were losing their minds. But I was like, I need to be cool about this. I can't let people know that like I'm like literally gonna like throw up right now, because it was crawling towards me.
Oh, you were the target.
So I picked my backpack up and I put it on the seat next to me, and I just carried on with the fucking lecture as if nothing was happening, even though internally I was like, I'm literally about to die. 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 So yeah, it was really interesting to see that social anxiety kind of
trumps everything.
Trumped
the bug
fear for bugs.
Did you? What happened?
The professor ended up killing it.
Oh, okay. So this was like a whole everybody was involved thing.
Yeah. But I was like,
it's like, okay.
But I mean, everybody else in that class, like that was like so much aura for me, because everybody was like, she's not screaming because the roach is
she's
like,
so chill. She's a chill.
She's
she's
like,
a cool girl.
She's a cool girl.
She's such a cool girl.
God,
this
love
is like,
Gone Girl.
God, I reference the cool girl monologue all the time, because it's like,
if you know, you know.
She eats hot dogs, but she doesn't gain weight, and she doesn't care that her boyfriend's an asshole. Like, God, it's like so encapsulates what it is to be a woman.
I'm a really pretentious star giver on Goodreads. So for those of you guys who aren't familiar, Goodreads is like a social media, but like books.
Yeah.
So it's like you can like updates on books, you can like review books and stuff like that. And I'm a lot of people in my life are not pretentious 5-star givers. I think we might even talked about this before. I am. I do not think every single book deserves 5 stars.
It loses its luster.
Yeah. So like and it's like gotten to the point where like if I ever like rate something a 4 or 5, like the people who follow me on Goodreads are like, holy shit.
She's a cool
girl.
Like
Nikki gave this a 4 or 5. But Gone Girl is one of my 5 stars.
It's a really
I literally tell people that if I ever needed to testify in court, that's my Bible. I would swear on Gone Girl.
Did you watch the Lacey Peterson thing on Netflix recently?
Mm-mm.
Do you know the Lacey Petersons? Oh, you don't know who Lacey Peterson?
Maybe if you start explaining it, it'll come up to me. But
so this came out on Netflix a couple weeks ago. It's like a docuseries. There's like 3 episodes. So Lacey Peterson was murdered in the early 2000s. Her husband was convicted of the murder. She was pregnant at the time.
Okay, wait. Did they have like other kids too?
No, she was pregnant with her first.
Somebody else. Okay.
She was murdered. Her husband did it. It was like around Christmas. It became like a big media thing.
Okay.
And a lot of people think like there's similarities between like the Gone Girl. I mean, her husband actually did it in this case, or he was convicted of doing it.
Gone Girl is so good, y'all.
Yeah.
That is my favorite female manipulation movie. That is my favorite bad bitch movie. I don't care when people are like, oh, like she was. I was like, I don't give a fuck. She's my hero. Oh my god, when she if y'all don't know,
I mean, Gone Girl's been out for like years. But
yeah, when I talk about the twist,
well, sure, because it's like,
oh my god, it's so good.
So I remember reading the book, and I was like on a beach somewhere, like
a very weird beach read.
Yeah, that
is not a beach read.
It's not, but and like when the twist happened, I was like, my mind was so blown, and I'm like, it's still the best like twist of all time for me.
So I really hate. I think it's pronounced Gillian Flynn, something like that. Flynn. We're just gonna call her Flynn.
Yeah.
She doesn't write a lot, but when she does, she always fucking delivers, and it really makes me mad because I wish she'd just sit down and like write a little bit more Pookie, please.
No,
she did Sharp Objects.
That was another one.
I like not to be like really like weird about it, but I feel like you'd eat that up.
I've read Sharp Objects and I watched it. No, I'm into like, Gillian
God,
Flynn.
Nothing better than the exploration too. God, that line where it's like some moms shouldn't be mothers and some daughters shouldn't be daughters.
Ugh.
I love my mom, by the way, guys. Mom, if you're listening, it's just the idea. It's the philosophy.
Well, I think she does a good job of like encapsulating like the complexity and of the female experience.
Oh, definitely.
And like the dark side too, because I feel like it's like women can only be a few things, and most of them are like shiny happy. But it's like there's more.
Definitely. She has a third book called Dark Places, which I think it's called Dark Places. It's my least favorite out of the 3, but it's still pretty good. But Gone Girl is one of my 5 stars because I'm absolutely obsessed with it.
Yeah,
it's my Bible.
Watch I don't think you would like the Lacey Peterson
I'm
thing.
not a big true crime girly. Yeah. I had a really good phase, and then I realized that like okay, we're getting into it. This is for Thursdays at 2:30. Which is my like every time I say Thursdays at 2:30, I'm talking about like a therapist.
That's when I go to therapy.
Oh my god, that's when I went yesterday. I'm usually not an afternoon girly. I'm a morning girly. Anyways,
can I just say really quick? This is my therapist has listened, which I love. So
shout out Sydney's therapist.
Shout out.
Where was I getting at?
True crime.
I used to like read a lot and like engage in a lot of like documentaries and stuff about it, and then I realized I was just clinically depressed and like having unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
So I can do like the fictional, like thrillers, horrors, stuff like that. But like the real stuff just kind of makes me feel icky.
Yeah.
Because it usually also capitalizes on the killer and not the victim.
Yes.
And I don't really agree with that.
And most of the victims a lot of time are women. Yeah. Right. And they're like crimes against like gender crimes. And so it's like not fun.
And like they're usually always like really, I mean, like every case is a bad case, but like it's always the ones that are like
salacious and gruesome. And,
and I'm like, like assault involved. Like typically.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this isn't respect. Cool to all y'all who like to engage in it. Not shading on anybody else, but it just doesn't do it for me anymore. I just feel gross afterwards.
It is like a weird form of entertainment. Like it reminds me of like bullfighting or something, right? Or like the gladiators, and we're just kind of like cheering.
I'm so excited for Gladiator too, by the way. Anyways,
but like just watching that like destruction and gore, and like you kind of take the humanity out of it, and it's like actually let's take a step back and like this is a real person. And this is
I noticed
pain,
like when I stopped watching with it, like it didn't solve all my problems, but it did get better.
Yeah, good.
Because I was like,
it is interesting.
Really shouldn't be. Like sometimes they're interesting. I'll still keep up with a couple of things, but like for the most part, like I really don't. When it comes to the nonfiction stuff, at least, I am a slut for like I said, the fictional stuff. I think those are really entertaining. But once like I think like, oh my god, like this was a real person, and I'm watching this for fun, with a glass of red wine after eating a delicious meal to calm down before I go to bed and go to my night. Like it just like when I think about it like that, it just doesn't. I feel bad.
Yeah. I think it's good that you can like recognize that this input is affecting you and make change. That's great.
Yeah, because that's why I never watched 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, that one.
Because that came out at my peak of the worst moment of my life. And everybody was talking about it, and I was like, I don't want to watch this.
I watched it, and I remember it like put me in a weird headspace.
Yeah.
Same with You on Netflix. That one, it's like I binge it, and it's like that one puts me in a weird space too of like, what is real? Everything's dark. What's good? What's bad? And I'm like, I loved You, especially the first 2 seasons. I haven't
seen the latest season 4.
Me either.
And the last season's coming out. They just wrapped up filming or something.
Yeah.
Or started filming, something like that.
But sometimes like those like darker, kind of twisty, it's like, it takes me a while to like shake it off.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, okay. What's real?
I loved season 3 of You though. Listen, spoilers for you. I'm going to spoil You. I can't spoil Gone Girl.
Is season 3 the one where they're in London? Or is that season 4?
I think that's 4.
Okay.
London is 4.
Paris,
something? Whatever it was. I haven't watched that one.
Okay.
The first one was with New York and Beck. And then the second one is where he meets Love. God, LA. I was obsessed with her. We want to talk about my favorite female manipulators? It's Amy and it's Love. Those two do it for me. We're like this, me and them.
What was the thing? I wolf you?
I was watching. My mom, when it came out, like I think the second season, maybe actually, we were watching with a neighbor, and like we'd always like go to each other's houses to watch, and like we had a group chat so we could like coordinate the plans, and we titled it "I Wolf You."
That's cute.
No, it's not. It's really cringe, in like a cute way. But I was like, God, that's like literally so gross. I'm literally obsessed with Love, though.
I was gonna say, you're not into Emily in Paris, or are you?
I am,
because I just finished the first part of the 4 seasons.
I have you. Wait, I didn't know you were an Emily in Paris.
Yeah, yeah, I am.
You know what? All right.
Doesn't this track for me though?
My pop culture pick.
Oh
my God,
we're jumping ahead.
Wait, I feel like this is like everybody at home is like, wait, these two actually watch Emily in Paris? Because like I feel like we usually don't.
You usually
talk about like your like TLC like weird shit. And,
you just brought up 2,000 Pound Sisters.
No, I know, like, but like that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like both of us, I would have never gotten. I know. Like, wow, it's such a guilty pleasure of mine. Okay, I need to talk about that fucking whole. Okay, you know what?
No, hold on.
We need to do notes from Sabat too, still.
But
guys,
okay.
I'm so passionate about Emily.
Also, I just need to say, I don't like the term guilty pleasure. I don't subscribe to that because I don't feel guilty for liking what I like. So I just need to get that out there.
No,
yeah,
snaps,
you know what I mean?
Snaps,
it's just
snaps.
Where's the guilt coming from? That's not for me. Okay.
I don't like telling people though because it's really cringe.
But no,
I eat it up.
But I'm like, just own it. Just be like, Emily in Paris was designed for you and me, women of like a certain age, and we like it. Cool.
I do like it.
Yeah, the marketing worked. It's fine.
The marketing worked is crazy.
Let's do notes. Okay, and then we'll come back to Emily.
They're really short, guys. It's actually really funny. Okay, so
we're back to notes from Sabat. Thanks so much, Sabat.
This is notes from Sabat. Okay, so she was like, also notes. I enjoyed this week's episode. Y'all have gotten in such a groove. And also, Nora's notes are way better than mine. I'm going to do better. That's all we got.
That's not all we got.
Well, that's all we got. And then I was like, this is funny because you said you're going to do better, but like, is this all the notes? And she goes, yes, starting next week. Skull emoji.
Okay, I also want to say, I don't think we should compare Nora and Sabat. They have different styles. They bring different things to the table, and we appreciate both of them being loyal, pickles, and contributing to the show. So
yes, we love both of you guys. Yeah. But it was like, wow, Nora's notes are really good. I'm going to start doing better. And I was like,
when?
I was like,
do better then. I'm just kidding.
I was like waiting for it, and I was like, is this it? She was like, starting next week.
I do like that she gave us a compliment that we're getting into a groove.
I think so. Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah. Cool. Good
for us. Fucking Emily in Paris part 1.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you one fucking question. I need a yes or no.
Okay.
Are you Team Gabriel?
No.
God bless America. Okay, we can continue this podcast.
So this is funny. So I started watching the new season this weekend. I was tired. I was like, Kyle was there. And I was like, I want to watch Emily in Paris. He's like, okay. And I was like, this is funny that he's like, he wasn't like really watching, but he was there. And
it's that classic, oh, I'm just gonna be on my phone. But like he's like, oh my God, why is Mindy?
And he was like, she's not a good person. And I'm like, yeah, I know. She's Rory. She's Rory in
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, well, in Gilmore Girls and in A Year in the Life when like she's in her 30s and she comes back and she's like a bad person. Well, Rory's always been a bad person, but it's like very clear in A Year in the Life. But it's the same thing. It's like she's privileged. She is like unaware of the world around her. She just, you know, when she outed the pregnancy, I'm like, what a dumbass. Like, am I wrong?
Yes.
And she's just like,
I
oopsie.
don't like her. Ricky, you need to watch it. They're only like 30 minutes long.
They're really Emily in Paris.
Emily in Paris. It's on Netflix. Everybody at home should watch it too. No, seriously. And you know what? I feel for Camille.
I kind of do too.
She's a bitch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She could do things a lot better. And she was like, when like season, like when the first like couple episodes I watched, I was like, okay, like she's kind of losing me at the end because she's being a little too-timey kind of.
With her new girlfriend.
Not even just that, but even just like when we find, okay, spoilers for Emily in Paris.
Yeah, we're just talking about Emily in Paris.
When we find out that she's not actually pregnant and that she just wasn't having her period because of stress, relate.
But she didn't tell, like, not yet.
But then she didn't tell him.
And she's like moved into the apartment and she's
I do
there.
not understand how people can be Team Gabriel. I truly, madly, deeply cannot understand how people can be Team Gabriel because he's literally a two-timing slut. He's literally a fucking slut.
Here's the thing. This is always what it is. It's like
Alfie was so much better for her.
It's like tall, handsome man privilege. That's what it is.
He's not even handsome.
I think he
looks
cute.
like I could go to Sky Bar and find a random ass man who looks kind of like him. We could go to New York City and find him laying on the fucking sidewalk.
It's also like probably true. It's also like the blonde man thing. You're not into blonde men, which is cool.
I'm not, but I'm especially not into douchebags, and he is a douchebag.
But it's like people don't see what's actually happening because they're like blinded by the shiny of like he's French, he's a chef, he's like tall, like
he's not even a good chef. He can't even get a fucking Michelin star without having his girlfriend fucking work connections for him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I fucking cannot fucking stand him.
But also, don't you think, because this is like Logan on Gilmore Girls, right? I'm like,
oh, but I think I like Logan.
Okay.
This is weird. I don't know.
Okay, they're having a lot of
internal revelations right now.
So I'm like, no, Gabriel's not a good person. Emily's also not a good person. Perfect. Like,
I hate that.
Doesn't she, like, do you want her to be with Alfie? Alfie's good.
I want her to fucking realize that, like, both of them are, like, terrible people and finally fucking change yourselves for the better. Well, I really cannot fucking stand Gabriel, though. I've never liked him, even in season 1. Their chemistry was not there this season. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think in season 1, they did have a pretty, like, I was like, the tension was there.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like this whole entire part 1, like, it wasn't there. It was all kind of forced to me. It was just fan service, even though every time I look on Instagram, there's a lot of Team Alfie people.
Interesting.
I know, but I'm just like, he's like, I really do not understand how people can be Team Gabriel because it's like he's literally in love with 2 women.
Yeah.
What part of that? And I was like, that scene where he's like, I want you to keep my grandma's ring.
Oh yeah.
I would have fucking gone to federal prison if I was dating somebody and he told his ex
to keep the ring.
Fuck it or not, if she's having your fucking baby. You get to keep my grandmother's ring. Yeah. Because you're having my kid, even though I'm dating somebody new right now.
Yeah. It's not
I would end up in federal prison. I would end up in federal. They'd reopen the electric chair just to give it to me for what I'd do if some man did that to me.
I did like, so the whole like rooftop thing where she's like trying to be chill and cool. That's like also very cool girl, gone girl thing.
Yeah. Well, so like it like panned to it. And my mom's also anti-Gabriel, but like it panned to it and me and her were like, okay, that kind of was cute. Not the hooking up part. That was like, I would, but
yeah.
And then like we have like this Italian guy.
Which is the Italian guy?
Did you not watch the preview for part 2?
No.
Okay, I'll keep my mouth shut.
No, tell me what happened.
Okay, so basically it's the preview for part 2. And because it accidentally played when me and my mom were just like finishing, because we usually like get it set up and then we like do like our final like little last thing. So I was finishing up my lunch and the preview played for part 2, which we could also we've talked before about how much I fucking cannot stand these part 1 and part 2 bullshit things.
Yeah.
But like she's on a ski trip or she's skiing fucking somewhere with fucking Camille and Gabriel, the 3 of them in their little trio.
Why is Camille skiing if she's pregnant? I know she's not pregnant, but she hasn't told them that she's not pregnant. So why is she skiing? Who knows?
Because it's just like it's just a preview. Okay, so we get like no information how they fucking got there.
Yeah.
And Camille leaves, and then fucking Emily has never fucking skied before. She's like really bad at it, and Gabriel being Gabriel is like, "Oh my god, Camille!" And then he skis away, and she's left struggling by herself. And then this Italian guy pulls up.
As he
And
should.
he's like, oh, like, why would I let a beautiful woman ski alone? Or something like that. Like, why would
Mhm.
I, like, let a beautiful woman, like, struggle here?
Yeah.
And then, like, he, like, helps her down the little hill, and then he tells her ciao, and then he, like, skis away, and then it's, like, the title scene, and it says Emily in Paris, but then they cross out Paris and put Rome.
Ooh. What if makes, like, spaghetti for her?
I'd eat it up.
You would eat it up. I think Gabriel's fundamental problem is
He's a
that
man.
yeah, and also and also that he, like, has no sense of self and sense of boundaries, and he can't, like, communicate and cut things off. Like,
No!
he just is like, "Ooh, let me just keep this happening," and it's like,
Yeah.
you can't have both. Like, you have to
He's
make
not taking
choices.
into account either their
Right.
feelings. Because, like, both of them are essentially still being dragged along.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's like, you need to make a choice and communicate that choice to both people.
Exactly.
And, like, somebody's feelings may get hurt,
Mhm.
likely, but you're hurting both of them now.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like, I've never even, like, listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love a good love triangle. I love it in a lot of books that I read. Like, I eat it up.
mhm.
But I cannot fucking stand them where it's like, in the sense of Emily and Gabriel and Alfie, not Camille and, like,
Uh-huh.
her. In the sense of, like, the main character and then two male love interests.
Mhm.
I cannot stand when one of them is, like, literally like, girly pop, let's go on dates.
Mhm.
I'm British. Like, I'm gonna give you the world.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just a shitty person
Mhm.
who's just dragging her along, and she ends up with him.
There's no
I can't
actual
fucking
conflict.
stand when that's like you said the word. I can't stand when that's the only conflict or tension.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, it literally makes I'm like, who in their right fucking mind would ditch somebody who's first of all, Alfie's definitely cuter than Gabe.
But also, isn't that like, I get it what you're saying, but the question of, like, who in their mind, and it's like, so many people.
Yeah, I know.
So many people
Y'all need to check yourself.
choose the, like,
The
the guy
shitty person.
the
And
shitty
listen,
guy who gives nothing, who doesn't communicate, who doesn't clarify the relationship. Like,
Alfie has been nothing but, like,
Mhm.
communicative to her.
Mhm. Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, I want to be with the guy who's still dragging along his pregnant girlfriend and giving her his grandma's ring. And she hangs out around him all the time. And she lives right across the fucking hallway.
Do you think this would be flipped if okay, two things. One, if she had met Alfie first, or if this was taking place in England instead of Paris. Like, do you think those contribute to why she likes Gabriel?
I don't know, because I also, like, when, like, they met because they were both taking French classes.
Yeah,
that
cute.
was really cute. They both are kind of, like, can bond over this sense of we're not, like,
We're
actually
outsiders.
from France.
Yeah. Mhm.
And everybody in France hate the two things that French people hate the most are Americans and British people.
But maybe she wants
A loser, clearly.
well, sure. Maybe, but she wants Gabriel because it gives her a sense of, like, insiderness. If she got, like, the French man while she's in France, then, like, she has an in. I don't
He
know.
ain't treating her like
No,
it's
he's not,
insiderness.
but just
I
trying
mean,
to
like, oh my god, every time, like, Camille would always talk in French to Gabriel,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the two of them, like, and then, like,
Her and the
Emily and
ex the gir
Sophie,
yes.
Sophia,
Sophia,
I
yeah, the
think something
Greek
like that.
girlfriend or whatever.
Also, shout out to her for fucking leaving, as you should, queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
She left Camille's ass. She was like, you can find me in Athens.
Yeah.
When you stop wanting to drag along your ex-boyfriend
Yeah.
everywhere.
She did a good job.
As she should.
Yeah.
I was really nervous that she wasn't going to do that. Meanwhile,
Do you think
Emily's
she's gonna be
still,
back,
like,
though? Maybe. We
I
gotta
don't
keep
know,
the plot going.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, because this isn't, like, the last season or anything, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I also love Lily Collins. I don't like Emily, but I love Lily Collins. She's really pretty.
She is really pretty.
But yeah, I can't fucking stand Gabriel.
Great eyebrows, great face symmetry, great in Snow White, great dad.
She was in Snow White. I forgot she was in Snow
Yeah.
White. I knew her because she played in the Mortal Instruments.
Do
City
you
Bones.
listen to Phil Collins at all?
Yes.
Okay, you listen to the Tarzan soundtrack?
Okay, I was about to say.
Let's
So remember for, like, the longest time, when you connect your phone to, like, your Bluetooth in your car, it just, like, automatically, like, plays like the same fucking song.
Yeah, the first song on your app or
My
whatever.
mom bought the Tarzan soundtrack. So
Good.
every time we got into her fucking car and the Bluetooth started up, it was always fucking Tarzan.
God, it's so good.
It is one
Look
of the
over your
best.
shoulder with Rosie O'Donnell.
Have you listened to it, Ricky?
Yeah.
Okay, phew.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
they don't do it like they used to.
Phil.
Phil.
It's just Phil.
He went so hard. Like, he went so hard.
Phil is like Hans Zimmer. Like, y'all didn't, like, rent was due.
Mm-hmm.
Rent was due. Y'all needed to get paid.
He's so good.
But yeah. I didn't even, like, I'm really bad about Nepo babies and stuff like that. So, like, when I found out that, like, she was his daughter, I was like,
yeah.
Like, who's Gracie Abrams' dad or mom?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, wait a minute. This changes everything.
In a good or bad way for Gracie
A little
Abrams?
bit of both. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Because it's like, they're all also, I think they're both super talented. I appreciate Lily because she kind of does these like little cunty things. Like, she's not like doing a movie about domestic abuse and selling a hair care line in the middle of it.
You're talking about Zoe Kravitz or Blake Lively? Name names, Nikki. Name names. Say it with your chest.
Blake Lively.
Yeah.
But that was just a little jab. But
Zoe Kravitz, I'm
yeah,
talking also about Nepo babies. Like,
yeah. I'm really bad about it. Or Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was
Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's kid.
I didn't even know Uma Thurman was married with a child. Like, I really.
Well, they're not married anymore, but
yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
I didn't know that she even
had a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. But I appreciate Lily because she kind of like she stays at what she's good at, which is like these little cunty films.
Yeah.
And like TV shows.
I like that they've just like leaned in with Emily in Paris because when the first season came out, it was like everybody was like, hate watch. But it's like we ate it up. We watched it. And also the first season came out. It was like, oh my God, this fashion is crazy. It's terrible. But also we ate it up. So I think they just are like, this is what it is.
Definitely.
And I like that.
I always thought hate watch and hate read was kind of funny. And like, to be completely honest, I also used like, I hate read. I don't hate watch anything because I'm not a huge TV movie girly.
I hate follow. I have Instagram people that I hate follow.
But that's easy. But I feel like I mean, like, on one hand, like, you say you hated it, but like you read the entire series. You watched the entire thing. Like, clearly you didn't actually.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel about ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a very popular book series. Was it as good as everybody else made it out to be? Absolutely not. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I still read all the fucking books. So I can't necessarily say that I hated it because I read all the fucking books. Clearly part of me was entertained enough.
Yeah. It's kind of the same realm as like guilty pleasure, right? It's like there's something in you that likes this. So just like admit that.
Yeah.
Be like
it was entertaining.
Yeah. It did something for you.
Like, I didn't like any of the characters, especially last week. Last week was really bad. Sorry if anybody at home watching is a Nesta Archon lover. But
I think it's like if it elicits some kind of emotion, then like that's enough. And even if that emotion is like disdain or rage or whatever, like that's okay. It's
clearly,
still like
you were entertained enough.
Yeah. I like that you're an Emily in Paris girly.
I know.
This is good. Look at us. Wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited for part 2. Especially with this Italian guy. I wonder what's going to be next. Like some Swiss guy, a German. I think we got to bring a German into the mix.
German would be good. Yeah, I think that would be a nice like cultural dynamic going with all that.
I think like she should just have like all these different like I think Mindy said that she's collecting them like stamps on a passport or something like that. I love Mindy. She's my favorite.
Mindy's the best.
I really want her to get with her bandmate again.
Oh.
I don't like the rich dude.
I don't like the rich dude either.
I don't know his name. It's not Luke. That's the name of the old dude.
Luke is the guy.
Jacques? No. It's too French.
I don't know. I like when she got the dress and they were like, oh, it's like very Kate Middleton. And then she realized like it was on purpose. I was like, oh, very Kate Middleton is like a good way to describe something conservative. I was like, I get that.
Gosh, she's good. And I really want her to end up with her bandmate. And I really love Luke. Luke is hilarious.
See, this is, I'm like, oh my God, this is Gilmore Girls because she's Lane in a band.
So sick.
Am I wrong? This is the overlap.
Wait a minute.
Am I like, it's cooking, right? It's totally cooking. So like, Emily is Rory.
Let her cook.
Okay.
Yep.
Mindy is Lane, the best friend who's actually cooler and in a band. Right?
Yeah.
Gabriel is Logan.
Yeah, I would say.
Alfie is Jess.
I wonder, like, could Gabriel be Dean? Not Dean. Is that the one?
The first
Sam
one?
Winchester. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dean.
In the sense that, like,
Mhm.
clearly you have, like, other priorities in your life, but you're clearly taking both
Could
of
be.
y'all are clearly codependent and
Yeah.
attached too much.
And then Alfie will be Jess. It's like the good one, but she doesn't pick him.
Yeah, then maybe this Italian guy's Logan.
Maybe.
I'm really excited about this Italian guy.
Who's Emily Gilmore in this situation? Is it her boss?
Probably. Oh, I love Sylvie.
Sylvie? Emily Gilmore is Sylvie? Okay, this is like something.
Sylvie. Wait a minute. You're actually
I'm like
you can make a blog post about this.
Yeah, we'll do an Instagram post. We won't. We never do. But like
so much work.
It is so much work. But okay, yeah, no, I think this is a thing.
No, you definitely cooked it up with
Okay, thank you so much. It's time. It's like Red is fall. Gilmore Girls is also fall.
Yeah.
So it may be time to bust that out again.
Like, I took all my, like, summery decorations down.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I haven't put any of my Halloween one or my fall ones up yet, but I'm, like, itching.
Do it. It's time.
The problem is that there's a game tomorrow.
Are you going to the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to all of them.
What time is the game tomorrow?
6:30. God bless America.
That's good, because it's too hot for a day game.
God bless America.
That'll be fun. So it's Labor Day weekend coming up. So you're going to the game. Are you doing anything else?
Oh my God, it is Labor Day weekend. I can't decorate my room.
Yeah. She's like processing right now on air. Realizing that she can put her pumpkins up.
I can.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying?
Oh, I was just asking what you're doing for Labor Day weekend.
Literally just the game. And then, like, sleeping the entire time.
Good. That'll be fun.
Playing on my Switch, reading my books. My Twilight reread is about to start.
You said you wanted to talk about Twilight today.
God, I love Twilight. Everybody in this room better be fucking Team Edward.
You will not be surprised. I never engaged with Twilight. And I watched them for the first time like a couple of years ago when they first came on Netflix. And I was like, I don't get it.
I'm a vampire slut.
You are. This comes up every time.
Vampire story. Ricky's Team Jacob. I'm never going to talk to her ever again.
I think because I didn't like.
You've never watched it or read them?
What I'm saying. I'm like, I missed it. So then when I came back, I'm like, I don't have that nostalgia to it or that connection. So I'm just kind of like, this is weird. But I get it. Like, if you're in it, you're in it. And I like respect the fandom, but it's not for me. But I love it for you.
Okay, thanks. I love Twilight. I love it so much.
It's just like, I think also like, because my first engagement with it was watching the film. I didn't read the books. And the like filter.
God, the blue filter. I wish they would have had it all of the movies.
It's like such a choice.
God, it's
like
so
really difficult to watch.
I love how you're like, wow, like, yeah, it was pretty bad. And I'm like, oh my God, it was so good.
Drew used to talk to me all the time about the baseball scene, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And then finally I saw it, and I was like, oh, this?
God, it's so good. Is Drew a twihard?
No.
Boo.
But he likes the baseball scene.
The baseball scene is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's choices made that like I can't agree with. Sorry, Stephanie, but
she's like a Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a fact.
Do you know the pipeline of like 9/11 to 50 Shades of Grey? The butterfly effect of it all?
No.
Okay.
Please inform me.
I'm recollecting it,
Okay.
so there might be a few things that I missed, but basically, 9/11 happened.
You can't say 9/11 happened and giggle, first of all.
It's the events that occur after this.
God, somebody clip that.
No, absolutely not. I'm going to have Sean cut it out.
Yeah, no.
It happened.
Yes, I'm aware. I lived through it. You did not.
No, I did.
You did. Barely did. Little baby Nikki did.
Little fetus Nikki.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a fetus. I was actually born. But
okay. Should we get into it? I'm just kidding.
No. And then this dude named Gerard Way, who's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, it like loosely started his band. Like he started making music because like he witnessed some of the events.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
As like a coping mechanism.
Kind of.
Cool.
And then like My Chemical Romance started up.
Mm-hmm.
And that led to Twilight. Because I think Stephanie kind of like loosely based Edward off of Gerard. And
him as a person or like like songs he wrote, or
I think a little bit of both.
okay.
I don't know. I have to fact check after this. But and then Twilight happened, and then 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fanfic.
Okay.
And then they changed their names around and published it as 50 Shades of Grey.
Mm-hmm.
And then 50 Shades of Grey happened. I'm going to Google this.
Okay,
real
hold
quick,
on.
just
I
make
have
sure
a couple of thoughts. Okay. One, would you be flattered or creeped out if somebody wrote a book, like any kind of book, fantasy or whatever, like based on you, that somebody that you didn't know, like one of our pickles, for example, like if they, like you know what I mean?
Okay, so I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Here's my thing on it.
Yeah.
Not the Gerard Way part.
Yeah.
I do love fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of fan fiction. We've talked about this plenty of times. I don't know if I've ever said this part of it, but I am not the type of person that reads fan fiction of real people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do like book characters,
Yeah.
movie characters, TV show characters, like that. But there's people who read like fanfics about like people who actually exist.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's always been icky to me. I think it kind of goes back to like the true crime thing where
Like,
I'm like, this is kind of gross.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it feels icky to me. Like I get like having a celebrity crush or whatever, but like the sense of reality of like I'm going to use this person as inspiration and write this romance novel based on this person. Like there's some stuff going on there that I'm like,
Yeah.
You find it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So Gerard Way witnessed 9/11 while he was in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
He created the band My Chemical Romance that became kind of like his like therapy and outlet for like witnessing it, like the trauma of witnessing it. Stephanie Meyer used the band's music to inspire her when she wrote the books that later became Twilight.
Okay, that's
And
different.
then-
using the music to inspire her versus like the person.
I couldn't remember. That's why
yeah,
I
but
needed
okay,
a fact
so that's
check.
good. That's good.
Because I said I think it was both, but
Yeah.
I think
Cool.
according to this Reddit user and everybody on Reddit was always telling the truth.
Totally.
She used the music.
Okay.
And then somebody wrote a Twilight fanfic,
Mm-hmm.
and then it got published as
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
So
they just
50
changed
Shades of Grey was a Twilight fanfic.
Mhm.
Have you read 50 Shades of Grey?
No, it's on my list.
Is it? Okay. Have you watched the movies?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't done either.
I think it's like I had this conversation with somebody last night. I was like, a lot of people like poke fun of me because I read smut, but like I feel like there's two different kinds of smut readers. There's like people who are like, oh my god, this is like awakening something in me, and then there's like, wow, what the fuck is going on? And I think it's really funny reading it as the second type, where I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening? Why do you keep calling her sugar? Like this is really fucking cringe, and it's
Mhm.
really fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of people like actually read it because it like
Gets
them going.
Yeah. That's fine.
But I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny.
Okay.
I don't take it seriously. And like it's really because like it's like I'm like, what fucking it's like what position are we in right now? Like, this makes no sense.
What position are we
Like
in?
that makes no sense. Like the way that we're like everybody's throwing away, they're like throwing around their body parts.
Yeah.
And then it's like, why do we keep using cringy ass fucking nicknames? And I'm like, this is fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
That being said, I do want to read 50 Shades of Grey.
It's like stuff like that. It's like I'm just curious because it was such a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
It
I
was
need
just
to
a bunch-
know.
It was like the middle-aged woman's Wattpad.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And I haven't even read the book, so I
It's
can
all
tell
the
you that.
wine moms that just like
Well, because there's a
self-alive.
couple of series that used to be fanfics. So that whole, but like, I think 50 Shades of Grey was like the biggest one in terms of like fanfic to book to
Mhm.
movie adaptation. Because that was like literally like, and I'm going to say it, the soundtrack, 8.
Yeah,
the
I don't want to live
soundtracks,
forever. Thanks,
8.
Taylor and Zane.
But not even just that one.
Mhm.
The Ellie Goulding one.
I like Ellie Goulding. We don't talk enough about Ellie Goulding.
No, because I'm really glad you brought that up because I am also obsessed with her. And I feel like
Mhm.
she's really underrated as an artist.
I feel like Ellie Goulding, and I also feel like this is the other hill I will die on, Carly Rae Jepsen.
Okay, yes.
Carly
I love
Rae
my girl Carly.
has some bops. Get on it.
She
really does.
If you love 1989 by Taylor's Version, I always say that you're gonna love Emotion
Yes.
by Carly.
And
It's
everybody
literally so
knows
good.
like Call Me Maybe, and Call Me Maybe is fine, but that's like the shake it off of it all.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't even know.
Like that's not even her best song.
It's
not
like-
even close to
It's
being
not
her
even the
best song.
close. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. Ellie
Okay.
Goulding is good.
Yeah, I love Ellie Goulding. Yeah,
Mhm.
soundtracks 8 for 50 Shades, all 3 of the movies. There's
Mhm.
like a couple of them that I've saved saved to playlists because it's really good.
Have you watched Magic Mike?
Yes. I can't even lie to you guys. I love that scene where Joe, however you pronounce his last name, is in the gas station.
I haven't seen it.
I think it's like the latest one.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I mean, it came out years ago at this point, but it is like one of the later ones where he's like, he's like, I don't got it anymore, guys. And he was like, go into that fucking gas station and like do your thing. And he like, it's like, I think it's a Backstreet Boys song playing in the background. And he's like doing his thing, and it's like so fucking
like dancing
funny.
and
yeah,
like,
he's
flirting?
like dancing and like flirting, but like the cashier's like, and he's like, he's got like he's like pouring a water bottle over himself. He's like opening a bag of chips. Like it is so. This is what I mean. Like it is so funny to watch.
Yeah. It's like,
and
if
then at
you
the
just
end,
don't
like the
take
gas
it too
station
seriously.
lady smiles, and then like everybody loses their minds because he's got it. I'm pretty sure. I think it was a Backstreet Boys song.
Okay.
It wasn't even something that was like traditionally like strip clubby.
That's fun.
It was so good. I'll have to show you guys the clip later. It's appropriate, so it's like it's not. He's literally in a gas station, but it's like really fucking funny. But yeah, that like those were pretty good too.
Okay.
But like, there's just like I said, like I'm not watching them because it's like shirtless. Oh my god! Like I'm like, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Why are we fucking doing a routine in a gas station?
Yeah, it's funny. I've heard the Magic Mics are like funny.
They are really good.
Yeah.
I was entertained.
Good.
How
are
did we
you
get
not
here?
entertained?
Oh my god, Gladiator 2.
When does that come out?
November?
Okay. That would be good, like around Thanksgiving.
I'm really excited for it. I really liked the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one? Oh yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Russell Crowe?
Russell
Crowe's a great actor.
He is a great actor. I don't know, seems like not a good dude.
Yeah, I don't know anything about his personal life, but like from an actor standpoint.
No, he had some good ones. Beautiful Mind.
Oh, Beautiful. He did really good in Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, Gladiator. What else? That's it.
No, he's been in a bunch of other things, but I can't think on top of my head. But I'm really excited for Gladiator too. I love the cast; looks really great.
Who's in it?
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, people are really into Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he's having his moment right now, and I love that for him.
Where did he come from?
I don't
like. What was he in that got everybody excited? That's what I mean.
Which one? No, yeah, he was in The Mandalorian, but I don't know if it was his first big break, but earlier when he first started, I think he was in Game of Thrones. He was in an earlier season of Game of Thrones, and he played like Oberyn Martell, I think is how you pronounce their name.
Okay.
And he's like this like really flirty, like sexy character. Okay. And I think that's on top of my mind, that's kind of what propelled him. And now I think he's having his moment right now because a year ago, he was the internet's favorite DILF.
Okay, so
we could talk about this.
Well, okay, yes, I want to talk about this, and then also, so I saw this thing on the internet. So there's a writer and podcaster that I like. Her name is Anne Helen Peterson, and she wrote this thing about like Glenn Powell and some other actors, and she was like trying to differentiate like why some of them are having moments or not. And she was like, Glenn Powell likes women. She was like, you can tell that he would like listen to you talk about things, and he like fundamentally likes women. And then she's like, I'm trying to think of other examples. And she, like Brad Pitt does not like women. Like
but Brad Pitt had a moment.
Well, yeah, but like now it's like he.
Oh yeah.
But like, and so I think kind of thinking about like which of these men like actually, it's not like men like women, but they like them for like as an object kind of, or like as like a tangent of them, of like what they can give to them. But like these others like them for like actual people and like what they have to talk about.
Sorry, I'm like, there's like a lot of edits happening in my mind right now. And that's why I'm laughing. I'm not like smiling at like you're making a very good point.
Okay. And, but like Pedro Pascal, I think is one of those that like, it seems he likes women. And that like he would sit with you and have a conversation with you about, and so it's like, it's so attractive to like be treated like a human. LOL. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. On TikTok, for those of you guys who engage on TikTok culture and like my side of TikTok at least, they come in phases. It's like somebody releases an edit. We've talked about edits.
Yeah.
And it's of this, they're all usually also older men, and like it becomes like the edit, and then we just wait for somebody to take that role. So right now Hugh Jackman is having his moment.
Oh, okay.
Hugh Jackman is the edit right now.
And
but it was
a positive thing?
Yes.
Okay.
In a positive way.
Yeah.
So Hugh Jackman's having his moment right now. Glenn Powell is like up there,
Yeah.
like celebrity status wise, but he didn't really have like his edit moment, like not the Glenn Powell edit. I don't know if this is making any sense to you guys, but Josh Hutcherson last fall, he had his moment as he should. Baby girl. Oh,
what do people like about Hugh Jackman?
So have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine? No, you haven't.
No,
seen
I haven't.
Deadpool and Wolverine. There's this one scene that everybody's talking. He's like, I don't even know how old he is. He's in his 50s.
Yeah, he's up there.
And like there's this scene where his like shirt comes off and like it's his abs.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, wow, okay, Hugh.
Okay.
I think that's kind of what propelled it.
Sure.
And then like the X-Men movies. It's like the Hugh Jackman edit. And it's not like, it's really also funny because it's not them as like their as a person, it's them like in a certain character role. So Hugh Jackman in the X-Men movies is having his moment right now. Josh Hutcherson was having his moment with the FNAF movie that came out. I think, oh my god, was it no, it was last year. It had to have been last year. The Pedro Pascal edit, like, which is the edit. Like I
that's
like
what
it
the
is
current. This is we're in, or this is
no,
like the
happened,
pinnacle.
but I don't think anything is going to
top it.
The Pedro Pascal edit, and that was his role in I think the second Kingsman movie.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh, they're really good. They're really funny. They're like spy movies, and it's like they're traditionally British. Like it's like like Kingsman is like the British spy agency, and they're all like Knights of the Round Table. But then they partner up with the American agency, and the American agency is named after like liquors. So like Pedro Pascal, if I remember correctly, is Agent Whiskey.
Oh, cute.
Oh my god,
that's good.
I will literally pull up all the edits and show you guys after this. But Austin Butler had a little edit phase.
Yeah,
but like sort of closer to like the Glenn Powell kind of effect, not necessarily like the Austin Butler. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like there was also somebody else that I'm missing. But like, yeah.
But it's like all of those seem like men who like women. So, okay, you mentioned
really even Austin Butler.
That's a good one.
Weird vibes.
That's a good one. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Did we? I don't know. Have we talked on the podcast about how like I didn't understand the hype until he was bald in Dune Part 2?
I think we did mention that because Nora loves Austin Butler.
That's a good point. We did talk about that with the episode.
Because Nora's like, okay, so. Have you seen the stuff?
I'm sorry, they're just playing in my mind right now.
Because you mentioned Game of Thrones, so it got me thinking. Joe Jonas is coming out with a new album, and he like came out ahead of time and saying like, "Oh, this is not about my previous relationship, aka Sophie." But I'm like Joe Jonas. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Nobody's Team Joe.
To be completely honest, him saying it out loud making it even worse.
Yeah,
I haven't heard about this, but if you have to publicly go out and say, "Hey, this isn't about my ex-girlfriend," I'm gonna be like, oh, this is about your fucking ex-girlfriend.
But it's also like
the Sabrina Carpenter effect of it all.
Well, it's also just like it's fine. Like this is kind of how people make music. It's like they have an experience and then they process that experience through music.
But I wonder, has it come out yet?
No.
I wonder if it's gonna be like shitty.
Well, that's
like
what
shady.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I think I think it is going to be about her.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be shitty, which also makes sense. You're going through a divorce, but also that sucks because you have kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't. So if it's not about her, then who's it about? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Sabrina Carpenter's album is about, her little stint with Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello.
This is the craziest thing because like, who knew that was happening?
It wasn't a big. So
that's like it's
when
short
it was
and sweet.
happening. Yep.
It's short and sweet.
Exactly what. Yeah. And like a lot of it is like a kind of, I feel like a callback to her experiences when she was like dealing with it. Taste. Yeah. You're back with your ex.
And like the video is
me.
like yeah. Yeah.
No, and then like don't smile because it happened, baby, cry because it's over. Like I think like Barry has his moment. Like Bedchem is definitely about Barry. But it's like
he posted about it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He put it in his stories, like listen to this song or something. That's
kind of funny. Yeah. But yeah, Sharpest Tool is about Sean. Allegedly, obviously. But allegedly about Sean. This boy doesn't know. Oh no, Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens is about Sean.
When did this happen with her?
Last year.
Okay.
Like early 2023.
So Sean and Camilla had broken up.
They broke up, and then Shawn Mendes and Sabrina Carpenter, I don't even know if they ever officially came out as like together.
Yeah.
But they were like being seen with one another a lot. But it literally lasted like a month, if that.
Short and sweet.
Yep, short and sweet. The Maddie Healy of it all. And then
I'm telling you, those short relationships that don't run their course can be the most devastating because you don't get to see it through, and you're stuck.
Maddie Healy.
Well, you're stuck in the what ifs.
Yeah.
Like when you have a relationship that runs its course and it's over, like it sucks, like because it's ending, but you're kind of like, okay, I know how this went, right? And I know who this person is and whatever. But when you're still in the like momentum of a new relationship and it gets cut off, like
coincidences about them.
Yeah, it's tough.
You coincidentally drove your way from LA to Between Her Thighs.
Hello. Woof.
But Camilla, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry if you're listening at home, but I hope you're not because I don't like you. I don't like her. She needed okay, obviously I don't fact check anything unless it's like absolutely like news. So, but like when it comes to celebrity gossip, I don't fact check anything.
For a reason.
Apparently, I saw on the interwebs, and a lot of people in the comments were like backing it up, which makes me feel like it's true. She needed to go to therapy because she was so fucking racist against like Normani. I think that's her name, Normani and Fifth Harmony. Yeah, and she was always a fucking pick me, and she technically started it because, oh my god, it's so messy on TikTok right now. Because Sabrina Carpenter is having her moment, and I love Sabrina Carpenter. I have always loved Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes,
like through the Olivia Rodrigo whole entire shish kebab. She was
Team Sabrina. I was Team Olivia.
Poor girl can't catch a fucking. Well, honestly, I don't. If we want to talk about that, I really, truly, madly, deeply feel like both of them were just kind of like.
I think they're both fine now. I don't think it's like an actual.
Yeah, I don't think. But it's also it was. Anyways, it was a whole.
Joshua
we can talk about that. We can spend a whole nother episode talking about that. But her July Gloom, Jew Gloom is like the Camilla song that is allegedly about Sabrina Carpenter. I've never listened to it because I don't like her. So, but Sabrina's having her moment right now. And my TikTok For You page knows that I love things messy. And Camilla posted something with that song as the background. And there was like something in the and there was something in the caption that I was like, oop. And I said to my friend Dart, because I was like, Dart, we need to keep like the tea like going. So yeah, that was, and it's just a very interesting time to post that song when the dude that your ex-boyfriend, who's now your current boyfriend.
Yeah, they got they're back together again. They can't quit each other, Mia and Sean, which is like, that's fine. Just do the thing.
Yeah.
But interesting.
So I will have to go through the entire timeline.
Is Sabrina and Camila Cabello, like, is it just because of Shawn Mendes that they have beef?
I think so. More? I don't think anything else has happened. I think it's just because of Shawn.
Or is it like a one-sided thing where like Sabrina doesn't care and Camilla
Well,
does?
so like, I mean, like obviously it could be that way, but I feel like that could also just be a front. Like, haha, like, I'm releasing all this cute music. And I mean, like, it did happen a year ago. And she is with somebody new.
It's also like, what's the beef if like Shawn and Camilla were broken up? He
was the same shit with Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
There was no fucking crossover. Why are y'all making a big deal out of it? Yeah. And then somebody writes the first song. In this case, it was Camilla. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry. And then it's the reply. And now Sabrina, even though she's having her moment right now, a couple of people are like, oh, like, of course she's in another, like, one of these situations. And I'm like, this isn't Euphoria. There was literally no fucking crossover. I was like, nobody was cheating on anybody. I was like, I get writing your feelings through a song. And then, like, we're going back to, like, kind of like a little bit of the Taylor Swiftie effect of it all. Where it's like, your fans are fucking insane.
Sabrina's. Okay.
So Olivia, all of them. Olivia's, Taylor's, even Sabrina's. Like, and I'm like, you guys are absolutely fucking insane. And you're making this a bigger deal than it really fucking needs to be because nobody was cheating on anybody.
Yeah.
And, like, does it fucking suck that your favorite musical artist got broken up with? Absolutely. But that doesn't give you an excuse to send some girl death threats on the internet.
Yeah, people get too crazy. They go too far. Yeah.
And then, like, to call somebody shitty because they clapped back at a song that was clearly written about them. I'm like, I'm not gonna be, I wouldn't be the bigger fucking person if I was a singer. Yeah. I'd be like, fuck you, bitch. Yeah. I bet you can still taste me on his lips, huh? Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, she did it better, right? Oh, Sabrina's songs are so much better.
She Yeah. It's so good. Yeah. I can't stop. Every time I meet somebody, I'm like, have you listened to the new Sabrina Carpenter album yet? And they're like, you've asked me that 4 times. And I'm like, so no?
No.
Because you should.
You should
really
just
good.
have like a set of headphones that you
She
put on
called
people.
it. She posted about it. She was like, "Thank you guys so much for loving my ovulation album," and I was like, "I love you, Sabrina."
She's
so
so funny.
unserious
Yeah.
and funny. I love her. I
Mhm.
love that about her.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Be my friend, please.
That would be cute. Maybe she'll go to the
Please.
football game with you this weekend.
I'll slide in her
Could you
Insta
imagine?
DMs. My mom would be pissed. She'd be like, "What the fuck you mean you're giving up my ticket for?" Like, it's Sabrina Carpenter.
She needs to see the flyover.
The helicopters. Watch it be helicopters. That had to be what they were doing. They were practicing.
Yeah. Well, we kind of okay. Should we do pop culture picks?
We could do pop culture picks,
Okay.
even though mine. Let me see.
I know. I gotta think. What am I into?
Because we already talked about Emily in Paris. I don't think either of us should do Emily in Paris. My pop culture pick is Auburn. I don't know if this is like huge. Auburn Oil has themed coffee drinks. I'm not gonna make that pop culture pick, but I really like it because it's Twilight themed, and I like Twilight.
They have glitter on them. We should say
this is the skin of a killer Bella. God, it's so good, guys. It's so good. I'm so excited for my reread. Beetlejuice comes out next week. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
That'll be my pop culture pick.
That's cute.
I kind of want it's a little too early and it's a little too hot, but I want to do like a pumpkin carving
that would
party.
Be cute.
Like everybody bring I don't know if it's when the pumpkins are gonna pull up yet. But I thought it'd be cute if like we did like a pumpkin carving party and then like we all went and saw Beetlejuice afterwards.
That's a really good idea.
Right? Like a little spooky. I like doing that. I've done that the past couple of years where I'm like, everybody let's carve a pumpkin. And then like it started when the new Michael Myers movie came out. I think that was 2-3 years ago. And then like I've kind of just picked a Halloween movie to do it ever since. Because I love carving a pumpkin. Oh, I'm a slut for carving a pumpkin.
Do you use you like trace something or you do your own designs?
I can do either or. It depends if I can find something cute or like I like get like inspired.
Do you do a big one or a small?
I don't do a small pumpkin. I try to find a big pumpkin.
Okay.
But I don't do if you use those stupid fucking plastic pumpkins to carve, get a fucking life. Get a grip. What do you mean
plastic?
They sell plastic pumpkins
that you can carve?
So you don't have to carve a real fucking pumpkin.
That's insane.
And I was like, you need help. And I'm like, obviously, this is not pending.
Yeah.
People who have like
pumpkin allergies
or mobility issues where like carving an actual pumpkin is incredibly difficult. But for those of you guys that are just being fucking lazy about cleanup, get a life.
Yeah, it's like don't do it.
I love scooping up the pumpkin guts. Everybody in my family, when we carve out the pumpkins, they always ask me to do it because I do such a good job because I'm not afraid to get little pumpkin guts on my hand.
Yeah.
I love pumpkins. I love fall. Or the weather could kind of cooperate.
That would be nice.
I love sweaters. I love cardigans. I knew you. Okay, wait, so that was my pop culture pick. What do we got for you?
I'm like
pumpkin carving and Beetlejuice.
I'm really struggling. I need to show you. I've been making this ice cream list, and I need to show it
the Ben and Jerry's list.
Well,
what do you mean?
Share
with the class.
Okay, Kyle and I have been eating a lot of ice cream.
Period.
And we've been talking about like every time we go to the store, we get 2 little pints. And we've been thinking
like what brand?
Well, I'll show you.
Okay.
And so we've been trying different ones. And I'm like, we need to make a list and like write it down.
I'm a slut for a list.
Okay. So finally this week I was like, I'm making an Excel sheet of our ice cream things. So there are currently, I think 42 on this list. And it's crazy. And so then
I've ever had that many.
Yeah. Like
if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of girly.
So then for quantity of different brands, Ben and Jerry's, we've tried the most.
Period.
Second most is Jenny's ice cream. Jenny's ice cream is delicious. It's so good. The Talenti layers are so anyway, it's like this whole like spreadsheet. And we started adding notes of like our experience, and it's just been very fun. And so my pop culture pick is ice cream.
I love this for you.
Any kind, but
what's your favorite?
I think our number one, the Jenny's like sweet cream biscuits and peaches and biscuits or something.
Okay.
It's so delicious. Good. We're going to transition in the fall to new ones, like, because that's like a summer flavor to me, the peaches and cream. A lot of the Ben& Jerry's have been good. The Ben& Jerry's, like, topped ones, it has, like, a layer on the top, and
Yes,
you have to,
and you
like,
gotta, like,
crack
stab
through.
it.
Those are really fun.
Mhm.
Also, the Talenti layers.
Mhm.
There was, like, a strawberry shortcake, and it's all layered. That one was really good.
Interesting.
So, I don't know, I got this
If
whole
you
ice
get
cream list.
chocolate chips and melt them in the microwave, the topping, the crack part never ends.
That's a good point.
Unless you eat the entire pint in one sitting. No shame if you do, we've all been there, but
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and it keeps it from getting freezer burn.
That's good.
'Cause there's chocolate on top of it.
That's really good.
I don't fuck around when it comes to my ice cream.
Yeah. So, I'll show you my list when we get back to the office, but, yeah, so everybody go eat some ice cream.
Yep. Go
Cool.
eat some ice cream and carve a fucking pumpkin. A real pumpkin.
And watch Beetlejuice.
And watch Beetlejuice. And Emily in Paris.
Cool.
And Twilight.
We're looking forward to, a robust set of notes from Sabat next time.
Yes. We're very looking forward to see what she cooks up for us.
Cool.
Alrighty, pickles.
Bye.
Bye.